Topping a tomato plant. Why would you want to do it, and how do you do it? This is Gail's Garden, and today we are going to go ahead and top a tomato plant and show you what happens. Okay, here's a tomato plant, and I want to show you what the top is. Okay, see here is the stem growing up, and up and up and up. And here is the very top of the tomato plant. So this is what's called the growing point, or the growth point. This is where you tend to top a tomato. Now this is kind of a short plant at this point, even though it's a dwarf, and I want to keep it growing. So let's take a look at a bigger plant and I'll show you how to top it. Now this particular tomato plant is quite large. As you can see, these purple poles, I have two of them together, and they are about 7 feet tall. Now on this particular plant, I want to give this particular growing point, or growing stem, a chance to develop its fruit more, besides the fact that it's getting kind of out of control. So I'm going to top it. Now what I'm doing is I've got this set of blossoms, and I want to keep this set. But then you can see I have a branch coming out here, and then up here I have some more growing points. So what I want to do is snip it right here. Whoops, I didn't do that very well. There. I have snipped my growing point on this one. Now what's going to happen to this particular plant is all the growth around here is going to continue, and you can see that I've got a bunch of tomatoes on this truss, and this is going to give them a better chance to grow and ripen. Now I am going to leave this one because I just want to see how tall this tomato plant grows. But this one, especially since it's leaning off into my walkway, I figure this is tall enough for this side of the plant. Now let's take a look at another plant. Now here's another plant that's getting just a little bit out of control. I have like a zillion tomatoes on it with a zillion more trusses. So let's go ahead and pick a point to top this one. Okay, you can see that right here I have a big old flower truss, and I want to keep that. And even though I have a flower truss growing up here, I'm going to sacrifice that one. So you can see I'm going to snip. There we go. This is going to give the rest of the plant a chance to set its fruit better. And of all the tomatoes that are on this plant, and you can see there's some that are ripening, it'll give them a chance to grow and ripen better. Another reason that I chose this particular branch to top is because it's on a shorter stake, and it's already leaning over quite a bit, while these two are on taller stakes. Now that you've seen how to do it, then let's take a look and see what happened to a tomato plant I topped a few weeks ago. Now this plant here in the middle, with the purple, this plant I topped a few weeks ago. I'm going to insert a picture of what it looked like before I topped it, and then I'm going to show you a surprise that I had on this plant. Next to Earl's Foe is my very stressed out looking Blue Beauty. Again, this one was the failed hydroponic experiment, and it is not doing well at all. I may top this plant and give it a chance to ripen some of its fruit because I have another one. But let's take a closer look at the fruit. So what it's produced so far has been interesting. We've got a lot of blue on it, purple. So this is the anthocyanin. Let's see if I can get a better shot of these. So it has a couple on it. Like I said, I may just go ahead and top this. I do have some side shoots coming out, so I may go ahead and let the suckers produce and see what happens. But I'm not real hopeful for this one of the Blue Beauty. Okay, here's the point at which I topped the plant, and you can see that now it is growing taller. And let me show you really quick what some of the leaves looked like before. Now, here's an example of what some of the branches and leaves looked like before I topped it. I did take off most of these branches, and yeah, they weren't serving a purpose. But I left a few on so I could see the difference between the old and the new growth. So I'm going to move right on over, and you can see that I have a sucker forming with some new growth, and it looks very, very nice. I also have some new branches here that look pretty decent. But let me show you the surprise for this plant. Okay, you can see this tomato right here and this tomato. Well, what the surprise was is I had what looked like a whole bunch of aborted blossoms, and now I have more tomatoes growing. So I've got 2 here. So these were my original 2. Here are 2 new ones. And here is another new one, so that's 5. And I think this one right here may be coming out with a tomato as well. So once there were 2, and now there are 5. Can you believe it? I did not expect this to happen when I topped my tomato plant. Now here are some more blossoms that look like they were pretty much aborted. And they are now, I've got one that's actually blooming. So yeah, this was a total surprise on topping this one. Now I do want to show you that after I topped it, I am having new suckers growing. And these new suckers are what is allowing the plant, oops, there goes the focus. They're what is allowing the plant to go ahead and produce all the extra, photosynthesis that the plant needs to grow. Oh wow, I didn't notice this the other day. I even have new flowers forming lower down from, actually, oh yeah, okay, so it's a new sucker that formed right there. So topping this tomato plant did a world of difference to it. Okay, when do you not want to top a tomato plant? This is Sleeping Lady, and she is a determinate tomato plant, which means that she's going to grow to a certain height, and then she's going to stop growing, and she's going to just concentrate on fruiting and ripening fruit. You do not want to top a determinate because you are sacrificing a lot of your tomatoes. You only want to top something like an indeterminate tomato. Well, I hope this has been informational and instructional for you today. So if you if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. This is Gail from Gail's Gardening, and I will see you later. Bye.